As the summer sun radiates on an island paradise surrounded by white sand beaches and scenic bodies of water, roaming tourists fend off the summer heat with clean, cold bottles of water. While millions of citizens struggle to quench their thirst and meet their basic needs amidst a worsening water crisis, the Philippines, despite being a country so bountiful with natural water resources, is suffering from an ever-growing water shortage. Year after year, the effects of the dry season continue to affect millions of Filipinos without any respite. Will a solution be made in time? Or is this crisis too hot to handle? Together, we'll be looking through different angles that brought us to this situation and identify potential solutions which we can contribute to reduce the impact on an already dwindling water supply. During the American colonial era, dams were built to provide the growing population of Metro Manila with the needed water supply. Afterward, in the 1960s, Angat Dam was completed and integrated into the water system, significantly adding massive volume to supply the ever-growing need for water. With the combined capacity of these dams of around 900+ million cubic meters of water, Metro Manila, with a smaller population back then, enjoyed the abundance of an improved water supply, along with providing irrigation to nearby farmlands in provinces, allowing its citizens to grow in number without having to worry about the lack of water in their respective households and businesses. However, abundance can sometimes breed negligence. In the following years, the capital went through rapid expansion along with poor urban planning in some areas, causing millions of cubic meters of water to be wasted annually due to faulty plumbing, shoddy maintenance, and irresponsible usage. This is only the start of the chain of events that will eventually lead to where we are today. Historically, the effects of El Niño are observed in the Philippines once every 5 years. For those who don't know, El Niño is an irregular climate pattern that significantly reduces rainfall and causes droughts in parts of the country. The Philippines has not experienced the full effects of El Niño since it ended in 2016, but has already struggled with its water supply in 2019, which was caused by a weaker El Niño phenomenon where water levels in Angat Dam went under its critical level of 180 meters, partly because of the lack of rainfall to replenish the dams collecting rainwater. Coupled with the fact that the population of Metro Manila has blown up from a measly 2.2 million in the 60s to around 13 million in 2019. It also does not help that there have been no significant infrastructure projects completed after Angat Dam went into operation to match the rapid rise in demand. Just by these numbers alone, and without even factoring in external elements, we can already imagine the strain caused by the huge demand on a very limited water supply. We can also safely assume that experiencing the full effects of El Niño, which is predicted to occur mid to late 2023, will only make things much worse. Inefficient distribution, irresponsible consumption, irregular climate, and insufficient infrastructure all contribute to the current water crisis in the Philippines. We must understand that there is not one party solely responsible for this crisis. Therefore, we must all do our part to contribute to the solution of the problem. It is projected that these issues will become more common as the population continues to grow and water supplies drop to critical levels during dry seasons. Fortunately, new infrastructure projects are currently in the works to relieve some pressure. Despite initially having issues with the indigenous people in the surrounding areas, Kaliwa Dam's construction is finally pushing through and is estimated to be operational by 2027 with a max capacity of 57 million cubic meters. Wawa Bulk Water Infrastructure Project is also 30% completed and should be able to supply the capital with more than 500 million liters per day by 2025. However, these projects are still a couple years away from being useful to our water system. As consumers, we must use water responsibly and reduce unnecessary and excessive use of our limited supply during dry seasons. It is easy to point at businesses and blame them on the huge demand, but collectively, households also contribute a decent chunk of demand. This also means if we collectively reduce excessive and irresponsible use of water, we save precious water when there is little rain to replenish our supplies. It is very tempting to bring out the kiddie pool and set it up to cool down on a hot summer day, but at times like these, we must prioritize water consumption to basic necessities like cooking, drinking, bathing, and sanitary purposes. This might be inconvenient for some, but in the long run, it stretches our supplies to a couple more days or even weeks while waiting for the wet season. We must also give credit where credit is due, as our water concessionaires are also hard at work in fixing and maintaining damaged pipes, significantly reducing the water wasted due to leaks and increasing efficiency in delivery compared to the previous years. We must understand that these challenges will never go away, as the demand for potable water will only increase as our population continues to grow. This is why we must change our old, wasteful habits and practice new ways to conserve water. As the generation that's caught in this transition, it will be tough at first, but we must overcome this challenge if we want a dependent water supply running 24/7 even during dry seasons. This completes my video on the water crisis of Metro Manila. As usual, what do you think of these issues? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let your ideas be heard. Thank you so much for reaching the end of the video. If you enjoyed this presentation, please like and subscribe, or even share it with your friends or family to spread awareness about these topics. See you next week on my next video.